Hi there, I'm Beth, and today I've got a Smart Doll guy to unbox and review. I will cover the good, the bad and the ugly and see what he's like. He'll be my first Smart Doll guy. I've not really handled one before, so I'm gonna get to share my first impressions with you all. Now, I am one of a number of creators that Danny got in touch with and gave advance access to. We weren't given discounts. We could only order one from either the tea or the coffee Smart Doll guys because Cinnamon had already been sent away to Fabric and Friends and Anime Sugoi for their pre-orders. A number of us were able to pre-purchase one Smart Doll guy under the expectation that we share and, give some reasonable expectations to the rest of you who might not be sure about whether they should order or not, and with all the confusion and hubbub about whether they're coming out, whether they're not coming out, chaos and all of that. As far as I know at the moment, they will be released via Chaos, Pebble style. You will know what skin tone you're ordering, judging by the image on the page that you're ordering from, but they won't go out like the rest of the Smart Dolls, the girls go out at the moment. So it will be Chaos only, and it could be in the next day or so from when this comes out. I'll get this out as quick as I can, but yeah, the first release might even already be out, so watch Danny's updates for details. But yes, they will go out. They will be a little restricted only because Chaos purchases are limited to those who have already made a purchase more than a week ago from Smart Dolls. So it doesn't have to be a doll, but you have to have made some sort of purchase on the site, more than a week ago and been happy with your purchase, and that enables you to then order from Chaos. So for anyone who hasn't done that, they won't be able to order a Smart Doll guy, but there will be further releases. Cinnamon will be released, and there are another couple of characters on this sculpt already planned, so there will be more releases, just not as often and sort of not quite as straightforward as with the girls. Anyway, let's get the box open and see what he looks like. We were also given the option to add one hand pack to our order as well, so I should have one Smart Doll guy. Never Gonna Give You Up is his code name, and one hand pack in here. So let's have a look. It's a nice big box, the usual, very secure. Go. So he's in the new style of bag, and yeah, see. So I have ordered tea, Never Gonna Give You Up. I'll get all the rustling and plastic out of the way first. Here he is. Oh wow. Okay, so he's on the Evolve frame, so we've got the nice clicking limbs. He is, and they'll all be fully soft Sofubi bodies to help with the posing and issues that they had with the previous generation of the boys. Oh, wow. He has got grey eyes, a lovely face up. Oh, he's got some contouring going on his face. Oh, he's lovely, really, really nice. And he's, all soft and squishy. He's got the macho arms, bigger hands. Yeah, I can feel there are a whole slew of reasons not to buy that Danny has shared. I will put them up on screen for you to sort of absorb without me rattling on over everything, but one of them was about the hands are a bit larger, so they might feel a little looser than the girls' hands do. And also, let's have a look at the arms. He mentioned that they are unable to fully T-pose, so while the arms can go out, if you wanted them to go like flat out, you would have to turn them upside down like that. He also pointed out that the slots where the frame would have been allowed to move in the previous version, the slots haven't been cut out of the sofubi, so you can still see these remainders. You can actually see them underneath as well. So these are just like mobility slots that would have been there in the previous version. But yeah, he's got nice movability otherwise. And just as with the girls, he's got the sort of double jointed peanuts. With the soft bodies, I noticed that they kind of bend before they like properly pop out with the harder sofubi. But just as with the girls, you'll have to sort of reset that joint every time you've pushed it out of place. So if it's shifted just like that, you just pop it back into place. So he's got his range of motion in the upper torso. Okay, that's quite nice. It doesn't pop out like the ladies does. So you can actually have, even if he's not got a shirt on. So that's rather nice. So you're not going to get a big gap like you do with the girls if you've got him sort of hunched over, and likewise leaning back. It's pretty good. Creates quite a dimple in the chest there if you've got him tilted back and neck forward. Somewhere there are a couple of dimples in the vinyl. Here's one. Don't know if you can see that. A couple of dimples in the vinyl from where they had to sort of freshen up the original molds that were used to produce the shells. Unfortunately, they weren't able to completely smooth out everything. He did point out, which in tea isn't terribly visible, it might be more obvious in the coffee skin tone, but there is a slight band of a slightly different texture happening just there. But to be honest, if I didn't know to look out for it, I don't think I would ever have spotted it. So it's just like across the nips. You might be able to see that on camera. I think the tea skin tone shows up the muscles on the sculpt really nicely. And he's got his nice boxers on, there's pants. So let's look at the legs. So we've got soft thighs and calves. Here's the other dimple in the skin that was mentioned. Again, quite subtle and on the inside of the body. So with the soft sofubi, he can really get that leg right up there. No problems with posing there. He can do the splits. He can, yeah, fairly bend and flex, all that you'd like him to. He can do the hero pose and all of that. Now the feet are similar in size to the girls. I believe they're a touch larger, but they will fit all of the like official Smart Doll shoes. And again, there's lots of third-party other brands of shoes that will work nicely if you're looking for like more masculine styles. Now I see, yeah, I've just popped the ankle off. There's been some pointing out that they're like shorter. I don't have another guy to compare to, but they are apparently a sort of a significant amount shorter than the first round of guys. They fit the frame, the Evolve frame better, and apparently they're quite compacted on the ankles as well. So I was just wondering how much flexibility they've got there. The feet come off quite easily. Actually, try and get it back on in the right place now that I've done that. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the usual posability in the feet. But yeah, I'm really happy. There are obviously a lot of reasons why people who already have a Smart Doll guy might not be satisfied with the re-release version, but for me that doesn't have one to compare to, I mean, I'm very happy so far. I've got some clothes ready. There are free patterns on the Smart Doll website, t-shirt and jeans that were just released this morning as I've received them. And yeah, there are some other patterns out there. Kit and Kat just released a Jinbei pattern, shorts and sort of jacket, which I've printed out and I will be making as soon as possible. And there will be, I mean, I'll be working on patterns myself. I will, as soon as I can, put together a dress form patterns so that we can make like a tailor's mannequin. So even those that don't have one have measurements, and we'll make sure it turns out the right size, so you'll be able to use that to some extent to draft patterns yourself. The 3D file data for the lower and upper torso is also available for free on the Smart Doll website for those who want to 3D print those parts themselves. That might help you with making clothes in advance of getting one yourself. Let's first get some hair on him. Poor guy, hanging around bald. Here he is. Let's have a look. Blue metal, PF. It's a new colour for me. I love Legion and the teal wig, but I think the blue metal is going to be another colour that I'd like to have in a couple of wigs. Now it feels quite small. This is not the turnover style, so it is an elasticated band to it, and it looks really nice. I don't have many short style wigs. That's going to be something I think a lot of people are clamoring for. There's definitely a shortage of good guys wigs out there. Now let's see if I can get this on. Might have to, oh, excuse me, hop his head off to get a good feel. Find the front. There we go. Look at that, like a pro, which I am not. Oh, he's very handsome with his hair on. Nice. So here he is. Oh, he's fab. So yeah, get to play around with different stylings. I've got a few wigs that I might like to try on him as well, long-haired wigs. So I'll include some pictures at the end of whatever other things that I try on him. We have, as always, the postcard and the care guide, always worth a read. A clickety-click stand, the best kind, and the hand pack. So there's only one hand pack, and again, one set of production mold, so they'll be available from time to time, but not as frequently as the girls and not as frequently as they would like. And they are different. So I've got a pair of fist hands, I've got some nice big open hands, and pew 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 fingers. So let's swap some out. They're nice and easy to come off. Yeah, no problem going on. I'm just so happy that I've got him. I can't tell you how relieved I was to find that, somebody had suggested getting some guys out to creators in advance, and then to get a message from Danny. Very, very relieved and really delighted. I'm going to put some clothes on him. Another thing to note is with the soft Sofubi, getting clothes on can be a little more difficult just because it's a little bit more grippy. Not as rubbery as like Blythe doll legs are, but they are a little tighter sort of to get things on. So I've used the old free pattern for the guys, which was a t-shirt and trousers. So these are the trousers. They've got darts in the back for shaping, they've got a belt and belt loops, and they've got what was quite a nice simple style of pocket to put together, a little different than the jeans that we see nowadays. I put in a little ribbon, and I've put in a snap fastening at the front, and just used cream coloured cotton for the lining and for the inside of the pocket. And I have somewhat cheesily embroidered "Never Gonna Give You Up" on his trouser leg, just because they're just for him. So I'm going to try that on, and I've also put together recycled from an old All Saints t-shirt of my husband's. I positioned it so that the labelling that's printed in was still on the t-shirt at the bottom there, but yeah, just machine sewn. So let's see if these fit. I'll leave everything running and we'll see how smoothly it goes, if it fits. Good. Now, I'm not sure if this will, actually no, I'm going to take off the arms. For the hem of the t-shirt, I used soluble stabilizer, and although I've washed it and let it dry, it still feels a bit stiff, so I might put it through the actual washing machine and see if that softens it up a little bit, but there does seem to be some residue. So let's see. Oh, you know, might not go. It just isn't as stretchy. Oh no, maybe it will. It isn't as stretchy as it should be because of that interfacing. Whoop. So I'm just putting his arm into the sleeve before putting it back in the frame. We're trying. It's always tricky to try and do it this way. You can't really see. I'm going to pinch the shoulder. Yeah, that's better. Pinch the shoulder so the frame, oh no, I didn't get it. So the frame doesn't move out. Yoink. Am I just missing the place where it goes? No. What a struggle. Where's the frame gone? There it is. The frame can move around quite a bit within those large shoulders. So watch out for that. I keep thinking I've got it and I don't have it. Oh dear. That's it. Yep. When you hear it click, you know you've got it. Whew. So be wary of pulling off the arms if you don't want to struggle to get them back in, because as you can see they can kind of vanish into the shoulder a little bit. So I'm going to pull it out, pinch the shoulder. Yeah, and the other one's going to go straight in first try. Okay, I think the t-shirt might be fine actually, and it looks really nice with the macho arms. Let's get your head and your hands on. Goodness, it's very handsome. Oh, isn't he super? So I'll include some better pictures at the end, but here he is for the moment. Now, as far as other options go, I don't have any Dolphy Dream dolls at all, but I did recently purchase, in my impatience to have a guy in the house, a plastic guy, I did purchase a great big Imomo doll guy, and he is huge. So just to get an idea, if you're really not sure about getting a smart doll, and if you're looking for a tall guy who's gonna, you know, dwarf your smart doll girls, then yeah, he is quite a bit bigger, but I think it can work, you know, if you're looking for a short girl, tall guy kind of combo. So I will grab a girl to compare with, but just to give you an idea of the scale. I know you probably can't see the top of his head there, it's too tall. But let's get these guys side to side. So yeah, this is the height difference there. So it's quite significant. So I'll not get into the Imomo guy too much, other than to say he is another vinyl doll on an internal skeleton in a similar fashion to the smart doll, rather than a strung, elasticated or resin BJD, and that you get what you pay for. You know, he was a bit cheaper than a smart doll, but he's not built as sturdily. You know, he's a bit floppy, his hands fall off. He did come with an optional lunchbox, which, you know, hopefully I won't lose either. That comes off. But yeah, he's a good size. I'll compare to the smart doll girls. I've got one here, my lovely Fia. See how tall she is. I don't know if he could really stand on his own as well, not as sturdy and stable as a smart doll guy. You know, he's a bit floppy. But yeah, here's, you can't even see all of his head, but yeah, you got the big guy compared to the small girl with when paired with a smart doll. And let's compare with the girl as well. So he is, I think they'd be about the same size. She's wearing boots, not very high-heeled boots, just quite flat boots. But yeah, actually I'd say, yeah, they're nicely, of course, they're nicely sized together. So yes, so that's them. I would like to say thank you very much to all my Patreon supporters and to my newest supporter, Ellie. Thank you very much for joining me over there, and thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And I would love to know what you think of the smart doll guys. leave me a comment down below. Do you have one already? Will you be trying to get one of the new releases? Are you going to wait for this smirking face sculpt and see what he turns out to be like? I'm very excited to see all of them as they come, as always. But yeah, I'd love to know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll just leave you with his name in honour of the Apothecary Diaries and my favourite sparkly eunuch, who is also lacking a lunchbox. Or is he? This is Jinshi, so there we go. I'm going to call him Jinshi. I think he suits it, and we're going to go make him some new clothes now. So look out for updates and pictures at the end, and thank you again. Alright, take care. Bye!